Hi, this is Lori. Today I wanted to do a quick video to show how to make simple flyers in Word. I pretty much use Publisher for all of my files because it's easier and has more options, but you can do some really neat things in Word if you don't have Publisher. For those of you who don't know, Publisher is only available if you either purchase it as an add-on or if you have the professional version of Microsoft Office 2007 or higher. Okay, so this is the flyer that we're going to try to create. Very clean, very crisp, and it's really all done with word art, text boxes, and shapes. When I select my images, I typically go to Google and find free use files. I like to find files with the backgrounds already removed so that I don't have to play around with editing the image. My turkey, I know that it has a transparent background because of this lovely checkered look. So I just copied and pasted him into my Word document. I'm going to copy my image, go to my new file, and paste. Then I'm going to resize him, and then the format menu is your new best friend. I'm going to do word wrap in front of text, and now I should be able to put him wherever I want. Okay. The next thing I want to do is I want to add my lovely border art, also found on Google, which I do not have bookmarked, so I'm just going to add it straight from this file. You can resize this as big or as small as you'd like. And then to make the same border on the bottom, I just copied it, pasted it, moved it, and flipped it. You flip it by taking this little green circle and just moving your cursor around in a circle until you get it to where you want it. Right? Now it's being picky. There. Okay. Now I can move it down with my arrow keys or with my cursor. Now I want to make sure that these two images are aligned so that they look the same. So I'm going to highlight both of them using the Shift key and clicking on both. And then I'm going to go back to my lovely format menu, align, and then align center. And now you see that they've aligned to the center of each other. Not necessarily the center of the page, but to the center of each other, and then I can center them on the page however I like. There looks about good. The next thing I did is I went to my insert menu and I did word art. Word art, if you're used to programs like Publisher or PowerPoint, works a little differently. Among each of the Office programs, it works differently in Word than it does in Publisher, and I'll show you how. In Publisher here, if I were to drag my text box, my word art text box, the font and everything in Publisher would change to fit the box exactly, whereas in Word it acts pretty much just like a text box. So I'm going to type my turkey trot Thanksgiving 12. My second line didn't appear, so I'm just going to drag my box to make it bigger, make a few editing corrections, change my line spacing, and my font. So I'm not sure which font I used. I always have to check it. Okay, KG. I like to use fonts that are not common in standard programs. You can download fonts from Google or sites like DaFont or 101 Fonts or whatever, and then install them on your computer if you like. I'm going to move this over to where I want it to be. Move my turkey to match. Highlight. Go to my format menu. And then change the text fill and the outline color. Okay. Another thing that I did is I did text effects. I had a shadow. And I believe that I used this one. You don't have to do a shadow. I just like it on some of my headings. And then I moved him up accordingly. This is not going to be to scale to the other one, but this is just an example to show you how I made the other file. Okay. Then you can see this is a text box. So I'm going to insert a new text box. Instead of choosing a pre-made one, I'm going to draw my own. When you draw text boxes, it automatically saves the box as a black outline with a white fill. I'm going to go ahead and just copy and paste my text in. If you were to type your text, you would have to go in and change your font and the paragraph settings to what you wanted. But to save time, I'm just going to copy from the other file. Alright, I don't like this box around my text, so I'm going to go to Format, Shape Outline, No Outline. I want to make sure that it has no fill, so in case I ever wanted to change the background color of my page, this text wouldn't show up with a white box around it. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I want to add my red box and my red outline box. So I'm going to go to Insert, Shape. They have a square, and the elliptical or oval tool that actually works as a circle if you hold the Shift key when you draw, and then my rounded rectangle. So I'm going to draw my rounded rectangle right about here. Again, this isn't going to be to scale to my other one. And then I'm going to draw another one right about here. Probably make this a little bigger. Okay, and now I don't want blue boxes for whatever reason. That's the default in my version. So I'm going to go to, I like this option for that box. And then for this one, I like that option, but I want the background to be clear. So I'm going to do no fill. Then I'm going to add my text boxes on top. I like to layer things in the order that I want them because the way Word and all the other programs work is whatever you put on there first is going to be the backmost item. If you want to change the overall layout and positioning of your boxes, you can use the send forward and send backward to bring things on top of each other in different layers. But I like to start from the back and work my way up. So now I need to insert another text box. Again, draw text box. I'm going to put it right over this square. And again, to save time, I'm just going to copy and paste my pre-formatted text over here. And draw my box because it wasn't quite big enough. Move it up just a little bit. And now, like I said, I want to get rid of the outline and the fill. No fill. Now it fits perfectly in my little box. I want to do the same again for the bottom. Oops. And again, for sake of time, I'm just going to copy and paste. If I were to type, it would not be in the proper format. You'd have to go in and play with your font settings. But to save time, I'll drag this down. I don't need this box to be that big, actually, but if my website went out farther or whatnot, I could make it bigger. I am going to go to the no outline again and no fill. And now I can click on this box, make sure that the cursor's not flashing at you. Click on it and move it down however I want. I see that I made my first box too big, so I'm going to try to click on it. There we go. It takes a little playing around. It's one thing I don't like about Word is it's hard to click on things because it likes to pretend that this cursor, your main cursor that's flashing back here, is where you want to go all the time, and it's not always. Again, it's why I use Publisher most of the time. And I also don't recommend trying to type this text without using text boxes or word boxes because it makes it impossible to move things around the page the way you like. Alright, then I need my text boxes for my current special and my Contact Me to participate. I'm just going to go to Insert Text Box again. I'll draw it right about there. Again, I'm just going to copy and paste from here. Change my fill to no fill, outline to no outline. Click it so it's not flashing, and then use my arrow keys to position it to where I want. Now, because this is already the same size and format of the box that I want on top of my special, I'm just going to click this, right-click, copy, right-click anywhere on my page, go to paste. Now I have a second box that's already selected. Hover over it till you get the cross arrows and move it to where I want it. Oops. Drag it over so I can make it smaller. Customer special. I don't even know if that's what I wrote on the other one, but I think it is. And then use my arrow keys to move it. Last but not least, I want to insert my logo. It's not wanting me to position it properly, and look now that it's hard to find it when you click. So I'm going to go ahead and resize it with it still highlighted. See, it automatically puts it to the top until you go in and you change this text wrapping to in front of text. That allows you to drag it anywhere that you want. Now I can resize it if I want to. And there you go. There's your file. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks.